Okay, I thought we were banking this. No?
No,
Okay,
we'll go
never
live right
mind.
now.
Never mind. All right. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the MMA Brothers podcast. It's Daryl,
It's Asher, baby.
and it's UFC. We're talking UFC Fight Night, Rozenstruik versus Gane. So I'm just going to share my screen here quickly so
Ciryl
you guys can see.
Gane. Yeah, so we're hitting you with the preview early, so you got a week or so to digest what's going to be happening next weekend. I think that's going to be what, February 26th, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
27th, I should say. Sorry. So we're gonna start. We're gonna start at the beginning of the main card with Alex Caceres, Bruce Leroy, Baby Boy versus Kevin Croom. Can you pick like a worse pose for your UFC pick? I'm like, what's going on over there, bro? Like, the guy looks just hella creepy. No offense, but damn. Anyways, everybody knows Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres. The guy's got some nasty taekwondo skills. He's very, very good with his kicks. His MMA record is 17-12. And then Kevin Croom, excuse me, his MMA record is 22-12, both from America. Alex Caceres, I think, will be the taller fighter. They don't have Kevin's height, but this fight's going to be at 145. Alex Caceres, even with all his stand-up skills, he's not known for having a lot of KOs on his record. I think his last fight was against, what's his name, Chase Hooper, sorry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he got a win since then. I'm not sure, but Alex Caceres is a guy that's supposed to be an up and comer. I feel like he's just always been in the fringe of getting into like ranked opponents in the UFC. So maybe that's just where he will be. I don't know if he'll be able to get into the ranked fighter domain, but Kevin Croom, I don't know too much about him. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even have his stats on the website. I don't know if he's into the UFC, but I'm gonna be keep picking Alex Caceres because he has more UFC experience. So, Dare, who you got?
Yeah, I got Alex too. Alex's stand-up is nasty, as he proved. If you're just a grappler like Chase Hooper, you got a lot to learn before you can fight with the big dogs. And I think that Kevin Croom is new to the UFC, um, judging by his stats not being there. And I just think that Alex's stand-up is very, very, very good. His cardio is really good. Doesn't have a lot of TKO power, so I'm probably going to go decision win for Alex Caceres in this fight. And we'll move on to Pedro Munhoz versus Jimmy Rivera. So the young Punisher, Pedro Munhoz versus Jimmy El Terror Rivera. Yes, yes,
This guy
Asher
is
gets what I'm
just
laughing.
terror and pain. Like, yo, plus the young won't age well. Just like Brian Callen, he calls himself the kid. You see how wrinkled his face is now? You can't be calling yourself the kid, man.
Yeah,
What are you
anyways,
saying that? But
anyways,
anyway, some of these
Pedro's
nicknames they don't have the age factor associated with them. But let me break it down a little quick, and then I'll let you take the rest of it over. Pedro Munoz, his last fight I believe was against Frankie Edgar. This fight was supposed to be done earlier this year. I think one of the fighters got COVID, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but then Jimmy Rivera, this guy is somebody that was supposed to be like the who's who of the bantamweight division. He was on like a 18 fight win streak or something like that. Jimmy Rivera, I think he lost to, is it Aljamain Sterling, or no, Marlon Moraes? I think it was Marlon Moraes. And then since then, he hasn't been really able to recapture like his form. So Pedro Munoz obviously is a guy that beat Cody Garbrandt. In my book, he beat Frankie Edgar. So he's that guy. He's really, really good. If you're talking MMA records, we got 18-5 for Pedro versus Jimmy Rivera, 23-4. One Pedro is from Brazil. Rivera is from America. 5-4 versus 5-6, 2-inch height advantage. And then for looking at the way the fighters get it done, Pedro can win any which way, and Jimmy Rivera wins most of his fight by decision. So I'm going to be picking Pedro Munoz to win this fight. Probably like third round submission is my guess, even though he does have the power in his hands to knock him out too. I just think Jimmy Rivera is not better than Pedro Munoz. But Derek, go ahead.
yeah, I'm going to go with Pedro. Pedro's got a really, really good, well-versed game. Really, really good in stand-up. His jiu-jitsu is really good. He has really good cardio. Just like you, I think he beat Frankie Edgar too, so he should be on a 2-fight winning streak after he KO'd Cody Garbrandt. I just think Jimmy's taken too much time out of the ring. He hasn't been too consistent with it. So I'm going to go with Pedro Munhoz probably by second round TKO. I think that's how he's going to get it done. And then after that, I think he's going to face someone from the top 5 in the bantamweight division. And for Jimmy, another top 10 opponent, get some time in the ring again, and then fight more consistently. And then maybe you can give Jimmy Marlon Moraes after this fight, So that's what I was thinking for that fighter, and then Pedro, someone from the top 5. But it gets dicey for Sean O'Malley, Sugar Sean. You gotta face these dudes the moment you go up in competition. But we'll move on. We'll move on to the rude boy, the Jamaican man, Randy Brown, rude boy, versus
rude boy.
Alex versus Alex the Cowboy Oliveira. So the rude boy's from Jamaica. He's 12-3. The Cowboy Alex Oliveira is 22-8. 1-2 no contests. Rude Boy's 6'3" for welterweight, which is huge. And Alex Oliveira is 5'11". And he only has a 1.5-inch reach advantage, though. Rude Boy has on Oliveira. So Oliveira's got some long limbs. How does Rude Boy get it done? 50% by TKO. Very similar statistics. 50-55 for TKO, 33-23 for sub, 17-23 for decision. What I will say is Alex has way more fighting experience than the Rude Boy. And I feel like the Rude Boy got TKO'd in his last fight, if I'm not mistaken. Asher, right?
Yeah, he did. I'm trying to remember who was it
Nico
against,
Price.
was it Nico? I think it was Luque. Didn't Vicente
Yeah,
Luque?
yeah,
it was
yeah.
the knee, right?
Yes, Luque or Price, one of the two.
I think he's been knocked out 2 fights in a row, if I'm not mistaken. I'll double check. But
wait, wasn't it Nico where he bridged him on his foot and then he was hitting him with Nico's back on the ground and then he KO'd Randy? Right?
Oh, so actually, no, never mind. Randy Brown got 2 wins after he got KO'd by Nico Price. So he got a TKO win and a submission win in 2019, and 2018 is when Nico Price hit him with those hammer fists from the bottom. But yes, his last fight was against Luque, and he got knocked out by that knee by the cage. So he's coming off a loss.
Okay, there we go. Now that we've straightened that up. I think that Randy has so much potential. He's just raw at the moment. Like, he needs to get a few wins behind him, some momentum, and then he'll be good for the welterweight division. I think his frame is very good for welterweights because he can keep the distance, jab you up from the outside, but as well as he also has the power to KO you, and he's really good on the ground. Oliveira is just such a sneaky veteran. He's really, really good on his feet, and also he's also good on the ground. So, like, you know, it's kind of hard to gauge this one. I'm leaning more towards Oliveira due to his experience, but you know, the rude boy's the rude boy, and I gotta go with my Jamaican brother here. All right, by second round TKO win. I was going to go with. Who you got for this one?
I want to say I got. I think I got Rude Boy. Actually, no, I got Oliveira. I can't pick Rude Boy. Alex Oliveira. This guy just, all his fights are just brutal, man. I don't know if Randy Brown, Rude Boy can hang with Oliveira, because this guy, he's been there. I feel like Oliveira is one of those guys that he's almost fought everyone at 170. Like, the guy has just been there, done that, except maybe like the champs and top 3 in the division. He's that guy that if you're up and coming in the welterweight division, you're gonna face Alex Oliveira. It's just plain and simple. And this guy can win any which way. He can submit you. He's got nasty elbows. He got nasty stand up. He hits hard. He comes to fight. He can take a shot. He's everything. He's like a complete fighter, but just not as complete to be in the top 5 of the division, right? So Alex Oliveira, I'm picking him to win this fight. I think Randy Brown's gonna go down probably in the second round. So I'm sorry, Rude Boy, I can't pick you, bro. I know my bro Daryl is in love with you, but I can't.
Whoa, it's just my guy.
Daryl loves the Rude Boy, and I'm going with Alex Oliveira. So this next fight, we got Montana De La Rosa versus Maria Bueno Silva. Am I gonna lie and tell you that I know who these girls are?
Shitara. Don't forget her nickname, yo.
Oh, Shitara. Sorry, it's a little small for me to see from my end, but yeah. Am I gonna pretend I know who these peeps are? No. Have I heard of Montana De La Rosa? Yes, I have. These fighters are fighting at the 125 division. We all know who the queen is of that division. It's Valentina Shevchenko, baby. And are these girls going to get crucified if they make their way to the championship? Of course. So De La Rosa has an MMA record of 11-6, and Maria Bueno Silva has a record of 6-1. She's from Brazil. De La Rosa is American. The height is pretty much the same, and so is the reach. De La Rosa has a 1.5-inch reach advantage. If we see how these fighters win, Daryl, if you scroll down for me, please. Let's take a look at how they win their fights. Of course, the Brazilian is going to have a very heavy submission. threat, which she does. And then De La Rosa, 0 KOs in her record, or TKOs, I should say. But she has a lot of submissions. So she is quite good with her jiu-jitsu too. It looks like Silva has a much shorter fight time compared to De La Rosa. So I'm assuming she's more dangerous. Even though Silva has less fights on her record, she's less experienced technically in MMA. De La Rosa is more experienced. I just have a feeling when you see a fighter with a short average fight time, she gets most of her fights done within a round, and she has that heavy of a submission threat. I gotta pick Silva, bro. So that's what I'm going with. Who you got?
As like you, don't know too much about these ladies, but shout out
my
Bill Burr.
ladies.
Shout out Bill Burr. But
Love Bill Burr.
Montana De La Rosa. I don't really know much about these two ladies, judging by the two things. So you pick Silva, I'm going De La Rosa. Let's go. Let's go Nikita Krylov versus Magomed Ankalaev. So Nikita, the minor Krylov, who's ridiculously good from Ukraine, 27-7.
He would whoop my ass in UFC 2 all the time. Like, I gotta face Krylov. Nah, bro.
Versus Magomed Ankalaev from Russia, 13-1. Both fighters are 6'3", light heavyweights. Nikita has a 2.5-inch reach advantage. Moving on to how they get it done. 62% by TKO by Magomed Ankalaev, and 42% by Krylov, whereas Krylov has no decision wins and 58% by submission, and Ankalaev has 0% by submission, 38% by decision. Nikita has a shorter average fight time. He's really, really good at stand-up and striking, but he's also super dangerous on the ground. Magomed, I haven't really seen him take people down. I've just seen him stand up and strike, and his striking is really deadly. Shout out Kutalaba. He can attest to how much this guy hits. Going into how many strikes are landed per minute, Nikita's a little bit more of an active fighter, but Magomed looks to have a way better defense and absorbs less strikes per minute than Nikita. I think that Magomed is the more powerful fighter, judging by physique. Not really. When it comes to kicks, Krylov has the advantage, but in stand-up striking with the hands, I'm going to give the edge to Magomed Ankalaev. But I think that Nikita has seen higher level competition, and he's more ready for the opportunity. So I'm going to go with Nikita, but I wouldn't be surprised if Magomed leaves there with a victory. This one's like super toss-up in the air. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Krylov. I just believe that Krylov is a more experienced fighter. I know Magomed Ankalaev is on the up and up, but like there's levels to the striking game, because I know Ankalaev can wrestle. I don't know. If you look at the strikes landed per minute, and Krylov finishes almost all of his fights. I think he had his first decision victory in the UFC in his last fight, so that could be a sign to say that he is slowing down. But I don't think so. I think Krylov is going to be able to get it done in the feet, because Ankalaev does come a little aggressive. So I think Krylov will be able to counter strike with Ankalaev. So I'm going to be picking Krylov to win this fight. We can move on to the next one. So, last but not least, wow, I still got battery on my computer. We got Jairzinho, Biggie Boy, Rozenstruik versus Benjamin, Ciryl Gane. Good gaming, is that what that means?
Good game.
Good game. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, both these guys are super scary. Rozenstruik has 1 L on his record, and that's to Francis the Predator Ngannou. And Ciryl Gane is 6-0, fresh off of a KO against Junior Dos Santos. Suriname versus France, they're about the same height, and I don't know how there's only a 3-pound difference between Rozenstruik and Gane, because Gane is massive, and Biggie Boy does not carry as much muscle as Gane does. So, in terms of reach, Ciryl Gane has a 3-inch reach advantage. Let's see how they win. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Ciryl Gane has won all his fights by KO. Am I right, Daryl?
1 second. It just means good kid.
Oh, good kid.
I was looking it up on Google.
Yeah. A good kid. I knew it was good something. It was bon. Good gamer. That just shows how bad our French skills are from 9 years of learning it in school. But anyways, I should have known that. Biggie Boy, 90% of his fights won by KO, and then Gane has a couple submissions, which is kind of crazy. I know he has 1 submission in the UFC. I don't know if I've seen the rest of them, but He's fresh
Nigga
off a
also
elbow.
only has 6 fights, so
Yeah,
looks
so
crazy. It's just 2
yeah.
and 4, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So at the end of the day, I'm picking Gane. I don't care how hard Jairzinho hits. He's not knocking out Gane. If he knocks out Gane, I'll be like, dang, bro, dang. Put Rozenstruik versus Derek Lewis, and he knocks out. I'm like, yo, Biggie boy. There's levels to power, bro. You're not on that Derek Lewis level. I'm sorry. So I'm picking Gane to win this fight. And then whoever wins this fight, I would like to see Derek Lewis face him because we both know John Jones is next in line. Or Derek Lewis could face the loser of Stipe versus Ngannou. But if Stipe loses, then Ngannou, unless John Jones fights next, but Stipe should get an immediate rematch. But whatever. Point is, I want to see the winner of this fight Derek Lewis, and I'm picking Gane to win this fight. Daryl, who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Biggie Boy, man. Let's go with Biggie Boy. I just think there's anyone who's willing to get in the ring with Francis and stand there and trade with him as Francis is moving forward is just different breed. And I don't get it, man. He doesn't look like he hits hard. I don't get it. Like, I genuinely don't get it. But he just
And he
knocks
called out
guys out.
Francis too. He called out Francis. He's the one that actually wanted to fight Francis. And I was like, dude, you that's not the guy you call out, bro.
Yeah, and Francis reminded niggas why they don't call him out. You know what I'm saying? Just move forward. Then I was like, oh my God. I think this is gonna be over in the first round. Like, I just think that these two guys, the way they fight, someone's going to sleep. I don't know if Gane has been hit with like really stiff, hard shots yet in his career. I know that Jairzinho has, and he's durable. Other than Francis, Jairzinho's undefeated, right? And he arguably lost to Overeem, but he caught him at the end of the fight and won the fight, right? You know what I mean? So it's a smash and grab win. I think that Rozenstruik has more weapons than Gane, like stand-up wise. But Gane is a really good kickboxer, so this could go either way, guys. But I'm gonna go with Rozenstruik. I just think that there's enough hype behind the kid. He had two bad showings back to back, but he ended up winning one of them, and the other one he got put to sleep. But it is what it is. I'm gonna go with Rozenstruik. Whoever wins this should fight Lewis in the time being to see who will be the number one contender, even though Lewis deserves it. But maybe the winner of these two fights, Volkov. You never know, right? So we'll see. You got Gane, I got Rozenstruik. Guys, let us know what you think. Are we wrong? Are you right? Are you wrong and we're right? We don't know. We'll only find out next week. So let us know what you guys think about this episode. Like, comment, subscribe.
We got Adesanya versus Jan Blachowicz in less than 2 weeks, and they cannot wait. And it is going to be easy. Adesanya champ, or Jan Blachowicz gonna come with that level. Oh, he goes down. I'm like, yo, this is a guy that touches, ropes of people. I'm like, yo. Jan Blachowicz, bro. That guy is scary. If he knocks out Izzy, bro, then I lost faith in humanity, fam. I'm like, yo, this guy is crazy.
Izzy's the better stand-up fighter, but it's like, once again, it takes one shot from Jan to put you to sleep, right? So it's just as Corey.
There's levels. Let's go. But anyways, guys, we hope you enjoyed this episode. We're gonna hit you with the post fight after this fight's done, and hopefully we got some big things coming later this year. We'll keep them close to our chest. Hopefully things work out, but we'll keep you posted with the updates on Instagram, MMA Brothers Pod. We hit 2K followers recently, which we're very proud of. The growth will seem to be increasing faster than usual, so I hope the numbers keep going up, and the future is bright, guys. So we'll see what's happening. And we're close to 100 subscribers too on YouTube. So if you're listening to us on Spotify or anywhere else, please give us a subscribe on YouTube. It'd be nice to hit that 100 subscriber mark, because then again, we'll grow from there as well too. So guys, it's fun. Hope you enjoyed the preview. We will see you in the post fight. Later.